Hello and welcome. I'm Natalie Giocondo, President at MPN Advocacy and Education International, and also a 500-hour registered yoga teacher. And today I will be working with Justin Grinnell, our fitness guru, to provide some information for you and some yoga, mindfulness, and exercises to help with the flow of fluids in your body and also to reduce your inflammation. So let's get started. I suggest that you have a mat, or if you have a towel or a very fluffy rug or a blanket, that would work as well. I've got my mat here. Also, we're going to use a chair for a very short period of time. So if you have a chair, I have this kind of chair, but any chair will work, or your sofa will also work. You can also stack cushions when we get to that part if you'd like. We're going to begin in a comfortable seated position. So I'm sitting in this cross-legged position, and I wanted to show you, I have a pillow here. I also have a rolled up blanket. And I think I suggested that everybody coming today have a rolled up towel or blanket. And the reason is these items can really help us to be more comfortable when we're sitting in meditation or doing some of our seated yoga positions. So the way that this works is sometimes we have a little tension at this crease in the hips here because the knees are not meeting the floor. And that's super common. And so one way to sort of help to take the pressure off this crease in the hips is to block what they call blocking the knees. So what we would do is we would take our pillow or blanket or stacks of pillows and put them under each of our knees. The important thing here is to make sure that both knees are at the same height. So if you put two blankets here, you want to put two blankets here. So that's one thing that you can do to sort of help yourself to be more at ease in your seated yoga positions. Another thing that's useful is sometimes when we're sitting, we kind of feel this collapsing in the mid-body. And one way that I like to deal with that is either rolling up the edge of my yoga mat, or I can use a towel, blanket, or pillow, and I place that on just beneath my sits bones. So I'm not sitting all the way on the blanket, towel, or pillow. I'm sitting at the edge of it. And it kind of helps me to rock my hips forward and allows me to stay in this upright position with an elongated spine without sort of collapsing into the middle body. Okay, so those are a few tips for you. We're going to come and find a comfortable seated position. So you can use some of those props if you have them. One last thing, you may want to sit on your knees. So a lot of times my students will have a hard time with that cross-legged position. They'll want to sit on their knees, and this can be a little bit difficult as well. But again, we can use the pillows or blankets here to create space between our ankles and our bottom, and then sit back like this. So I'll let you choose what's best for you today. Let's come into our chosen comfortable seated position. We're going to take a moment to bring our awareness to the sensations in our body. This is a quick body scan, something that you can do throughout your day to just check in with your body and breath to see how you're feeling. So let's close the eyes or soften the gaze. We're going to place the palms of the hands upward, either on the knees or on the thighs. Noticing if we're leaning forward or backwards. We're trying to square our hips and find that neutral spine. Inhale the shoulders up to the ears. Squeeze them tight here. And on the next exhale, allow them to roll back and down the spine, away from the ears, broadening through your chest. Let your belly be soft. Don't suck your gut in here. Let everything hang out. We're relaxing the abdomen. Imagine a little string at the top, the crown of the head, gently pulling towards the ceiling, and perhaps tucking the chin just a bit. Bringing our attention to the sensation in the body, we'll begin our body scan at the feet. Noticing any sensations in the feet, soles of the feet, tops of the feet, toes. Are we feeling tingling, hotness, dry, cool, tension? What are the feelings that are coming up in the feet? Moving up the body, think about what's happening in the ankles. Notice the place where the ankles are touching the ground. Bring the mind's eye to the lower leg, shins, calves. What sensations are you feeling in your leg today? Bringing attention to the knees, the kneecaps, the fleshy part behind the knees. Observing sensations in the front of the thighs, the back of the thighs, the inner thigh. How does it feel at the place where the legs meet the hips? Noticing the place where our bottom makes contact with the floor. What do you feel in the lower back, the tailbone, the hips, the side bodies right above each hip, but below the ribs? Reminding ourselves to let go of that abdomen, soft stomach here. What is the sensation just below the ribs? Bringing your awareness to the rib cage, which wraps around the back and the front of the body. The chest, the shoulders. What is the sensation between the shoulder blades? Moving up the spine to the neck, the throat, the bottom jaw, can you sense any sensation behind the ears? The sinuses. Noticing the eyebrows, the forehead. Observe the sensation of the skull. Now that our mind and body are connected, let's introduce the breath. We'll begin by just noticing the breath. What is the quality of your breath today? Is it short or fluid? Is it deep or shallow? Just noticing, not changing. What parts of your body move as you inhale? Now we're going to begin to grow the breath. With each next breath, I want you to get a little more than the one before. More breath, more fluid, more depth. Just a little more than the one before. Growing bigger with each next breath. Notice the spine elongating. Imagine the breath filling the space between the vertebrae in the spine. On the next inhale, inhale the eyes open and the arms overhead, palms facing each other, bringing the shoulders down away from the ears. Exhale to the right. Inhale, head to center. Exhale, head to the left. Inhale, head to center. Exhale, head to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. This time, let's exhale the left ear to the left shoulder. Inhale, head center. Exhale the right ear to the right shoulder. Inhale, head center. Exhale, left. Inhale, up. Exhale, right. Inhale the head up. Exhale the chin to the chest. Inhale, head up. Exhale the chin to the ceiling. Inhale, head up. Exhale, chin to the chest. Inhale up. Exhale, chin to the ceiling. Inhale, head up. Exhale, palms to the knees. Getting tall here. We're going to inhale the chest through the arms forward. Head is up. Keeping our bottom on the ground. Our spine is straight. Exhale, chin to chest, pull back, belly button towards the spine. Inhale. Exhale, pull back, chin to chest, rounding through the top shoulders. Inhale, head up, chest up, broad through the front chest. Keeping your bottom on the ground here. Exhale, chin to chest, pulling back, belly button to spine, curving through the top back. And inhale to center. Okay. So we're going to use this chair now to get our feet up. I'm going to scoot towards the chair and put the bottom part of my leg so that it's resting on the chair. I'm going to roll down so I'm on my back. And let's go ahead and start to flex and point our toes, waking up the feet and the ankles. And let's rotate the ankles. Toes are moving away from each other in circles. And the other direction. Bringing my left foot to the chair. So I'm going to flex my foot and rest it gently on the chair, on the edge of the chair. I'm going to bring my right ankle to my left thigh. So you can use your hand to help you here. We're going to just rest the right ankle on the left thigh. And this might be enough for you right here. This is a really good stretch. Take some breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. In through the nose and out through the nose. One more, in through the nose and out through the nose. Let's switch sides. So we'll put our right foot resting on the chair. We're gonna flex that right foot and we'll take our left foot ankle and rest it on our right thigh. Flex that left foot. So our feet are flexed. We're gonna do some breaths here. This time, let's put our right hand on our heart and our left hand just below our belly button. And we're going to breathe in, and when we do, we're going to fill up that bottom part of our belly. So our bottom hand, our left hand is going to raise up first, and our right hand will raise up last. So let's try it here. So breathing in, filling the bottom belly, the mid belly, and finally the chest. And when we breathe out, the chest goes first, the middle belly, and the bottom belly. Breathing in, lifting that bottom hand with our abdomen, and breathing out. One more time, breathing into that bottom belly, mid belly, and chest. Breathing out, chest, mid belly, bottom belly. Nice. All right, so let's bring our feet to the ground, and you may have to scooch back a little bit on your mat. So my feet are flat on the ground, hip width apart, kind of close to my hips here, close to my glutes. And my hands are on the ground, straight. My arms are straight next to me. Hands are flat, pushing into the ground with my arms and hands. I'm going to inhale and send my hips towards the ceiling. So when I do that, my knees kind of want to go out, but I'm going to try to make sure that my knees are tracking straight ahead. So let's give it a shot. We're going to inhale and lift the hips towards the ceiling. So here we're pushing into our feet, pushing into our arms and hands. Our knees are tracking straight forward. Belly button is to our spine. We're really squeezing our glutes here. You can even use your hand to sort of support you right under your glutes, or your hands can be on the ground, arms on the ground. Shoulders and neck are relaxed. Let's take a couple breaths here. Now on the next exhale, we're going to gently roll our spine one vertebrae at a time, starting at the top until we get all the way back down to the mat. The tailbone is the last thing to come down. All right, let's try that again. Now, if you notice that your knees are kind of pulling apart here, something you can do is with that folded blanket or pillow, you can try to squeeze the folded blanket or pillow with your knees. So let's try it like that. Feet are flat on the ground, hip width apart, pulling close towards your glutes. Arms and hands are pushing into the ground. We're going to inhale, push into the feet and the arms, push the hips up towards the ceiling, squeeze the pillow between your knees, squeeze your glutes, belly button towards your spine. Neck and shoulders are relaxed. Take a couple breaths here. Good. Now on the next exhale, we're going to roll the spine down, sinking into the mat. Tailbone is the last to go. Good. So I'm going to move this pillow. You can keep using it if you need to. And we're going to add something to this. So here we are, ready to go, pushing into the feet. Feet are hip width apart. Here we go. So we're going to inhale, hips towards the ceiling, squeezing our glutes. Exhale, roll the spine back down onto the ground. Inhale the legs up. Heels are pointing towards the ceiling. Flexing the toes back towards you. This is powerful in the legs. Feel yourself pushing into the heel. Top part of the body is relaxed. All the power is in the bottom part of your body. On the next inhale, inhale the knees to the chest. Go ahead and grab them with your arms, squeeze in. Exhale the hands and the feet to the ground. Let's do that again. So pushing into the ground with the hands and the feet. Inhale the hips towards the ceiling. Exhale, roll the spine into the mat. Inhale the feet up towards the ceiling, pushing through the heels, flexing the feet. Inhale, squeeze the knees to the chest. Exhale the feet and the hands to the ground. Inhale, hips towards the ceiling. Remember to squeeze those glutes. Knees are tracking forward. Exhale, roll the spine back into the mat. Inhale, feet to the ceiling, heels pointing up. Feet are flexed. Inhale, knees to the chest. Stay here for a second. So I want you to let the bottom part of your body, knees at the chest, to kind of relax. And we're going to use our hands and our arm strength to move the legs. So the toes are going to stay together, and we're going to exhale and pull the knees apart and away from the body. Then we're going to inhale, and with our arm strength only, pull the knees together and back towards the body. Exhale, knees are apart, pushing away from the body, toes together. Inhale, pull the knees together and in towards the body. Let's do this a couple more times at your own speed. Using the strength of your arms, your legs are like dead weight. And let's do it in the other direction. So we're going to push out first and then pull apart. Out and down. Okay, the next exhale, let's exhale the hands and feet to the ground. Inhale, hips towards the ceiling. Shoulders and neck are soft. Exhale, roll the spine down into the mat. Inhale, heels to the ceiling. Feet are flexed. Inhale, knees to the chest. Exhale, pull the knees apart and down. Inhale, knees together and up, using your arm strength here. Let's do that 3 times at your own breath. And switch directions. Nice. And exhale the feet and the hands to the ground. Let's roll over onto our side. And we'll use that top hand to push into the ground and push us up. Notice that my knees are stacked here. So my left and right knee are right on top of each other. Okay. And all of my weight is on my right hip. So I'm going to look, starting with my chest, I'm going to have my chest pull me to looking towards the right side. So I'm now twisting my body to the right, and I'm going to frame my hips with my hands. So my left hand will go outside of my right hip here, and my right hand will go outside of my right hip on this side. So I'm sort of like framing the hips, and I'm looking towards the right. So I can stay here. This might be enough of a twist for me. Or I can allow that top leg to slide back down so that my top knee is cradled in my bottom foot. So all of my weight, the important thing is that all of the weight is on this right hip. So I'm not hovering over. The right hip is on the ground. Okay, so now I'm facing this way. I've twisted to the right. And now I can decide, I can sort of play with my depth here. So I can start walking my hands out. But I want to go slow because at each stop, I want to make sure that this is comfortable for me. So I'm comfortable here, but this might be good for you. So you can stay here and breathe if this is the good position for you. Otherwise, you can come down onto your forearms. So this would be down on your forearms. I'm breathing here. Or if you have extra space, you can walk those hands out and rest your head on the ground or on your hands, whichever is comfortable for you. So it's important here to listen to your body to determine what works best for you. So I'm going to just come up here, as a lot of people tend to be in this position. So I'm going to stay in this position here, and let's take a couple of breaths. In through the nose and out through the nose. In through the nose, out through the nose. In through the nose, out through the nose. In through the nose. Out through the nose. On your next inhale, start to walk the hands towards the body, pushing yourself up into an upright position. Slide that leg back over so that the knees are stacked. And then you can kind of push back and turn to the other side. So we're going to do the other side, stacking the knees here. Kind of hug the knees into the body as much as you can. And we're going to do the same thing. So we can start sliding that top leg back so that it meets, the knee of the top leg is cradled in the foot of the bottom leg. And then I'm going to square my hands around my hip. So my right hand goes on this side of my left hip. My left hand goes on the back side of my left hip. Now this could be enough for me, and that's okay. So we'll breathe here and see where we're at. But if I want more, I'm going to start to walk my hands away from my body, stopping at each point of resistance to see, is this good for me or do I have more room? Again, you can come onto your forearms. Or you can keep walking those hands forward until your head is on your mat or hands. Resting in this position, taking some breaths here. In through the nose and out through the nose. In through the nose and out through the nose. In and out. On the next inhale, start walking your hands towards your body. We'll slide that top leg back up to meet the bottom. And we're going to go ahead and sit into a cross-legged position here. I think actually it might be time for Justin to do, I think I took a little extra time than I thought I would. Yeah, I did. So Justin Grinnell, sorry, Justin, I think I cut into some of your time there. Oh, you're muted, honey.
Thank you. Hey,
Yeah.
well, I was enjoying what you were doing, so I was learning too. So I was just kind of watching.
Great. Well, thank you, Justin. And Justin, of course, is our fitness guru, and you're at your gym right now, right, Justin?
I am. I could unblur my background and show everybody, but I thought I'd put the focus on me and what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm right here at my gym, and we're gonna get out a couple, real easy, small tools that almost everybody probably has at their house to see how they could utilize it, in fitness. So that's where we're gonna start.
Okay, great. Okay, I'll be watching.
All right, awesome. Well, hello, everybody. If you were with us last time, I'm Justin Grinnell, and I'm a personal trainer, owner of State of Fitness here in Lansing. And last time we focused more on, some of the stuff that, the athlete show, really some great stuff, just some general mobility work, getting the body moving, but how you can incorporate some simple tools at home to do some strength training. And keep in mind that strength training can be variable for everybody. You can think of the young high school football player lifting tons of weights because they're young and athletic and so forth, to people who are just starting out, or maybe dealing with something, as some of you folks are with some of the MPN stuff. So it can be so variable. We don't need a lot of resistance. We don't need a lot of weight. We just want to see if we can get some tension in the muscle and get a good movement in position, and that'll get stronger. And really, when you think about strength training, heavier weights, 8 to 12 reps, going to build muscle, build and all that. Sure, great. So one thing, to help improve blood flow, the lymphatic system, and also the nervous system is repetition. So doing something lighter, not as intense, for more repetitions has a lot of benefits. It doesn't have to be that heavy 5, 6, 10 rep type stuff. So I've got a couple things here, and I hope you guys will see me really well. just light dumbbells. Some of us just have these light dumbbells in the corner of our house somewhere that we don't use. They can be very useful. Or I remember when we were zooming during, let's not, I want to mention it, but the COVID era, we were using anything for resistance. People were using gallons of water. They were using, anything they could have, they could grip and hang on to help create some of that resistance, because we're going to get more tension in the muscle. What happens is that increases the blood flow. Okay, because you're squeezing. Okay. But you also have some heavier dumbbell. And a lot of folks or you can just pick these up at any store. They're cheap. There's so many different types of bands. They can use their bands because maybe it's up there before. Great stuff to utilize. Or I have these little long bands. And again, there's so many broad tensions and colors and so forth. The brands can be different. Just whatever you have is going to work. But show you things you can use for the hip musculature and the upper back. The reason we really focus on those areas because, it's just got to give the example by sitting here. Because these muscles aren't working as well, tighter in the hips. We want to get blood flow, we want to get activation to these areas of the hips so they operate better, our low back feels better. Because these health muscles are super important. And also, our posture muscles, these muscles, really kind of the shoulder blade, middle shoulder blade area, those light repetition. So you don't need a really light or a heavy band. The light band is going to be great. And so we're going to work on a couple of those things today. So I want to give you a little introduction here. So now what I want to do, now I'll make sure I adjust my camera because I'm looking in there and making sure you guys can see me okay. Easy stuff that you can do, and you can hang on to a wall if your balance isn't so good. But I want to get you upright out of your seat here. And again, you can use assistance, you can hang on to a wall. But with this upright posture, so we get some balance, we can stimulate the nervous system, the vestibular system. And all you're going to do is get real tall. You're going to hug the knee, you're going to light it up. And if you're not hanging on to a wall, I'm just going to go ahead and do the same. Alternate, you're not hanging on to a wall, but you're hanging on to a wall. One at a time. So just a basic knee hugs, the hips open up a little bit. I'll show you this one front way. It's called a leg cradle. And by the way, for all these warm-ups, 5, 10 reps, wherever you're feeling the day is going to be good. Get nice and tall, leg cradle for the hips. So we're doing some more active stretching. Get active mobility, get some good joint viscosity here, get the body moving. This one's a tough one. Pardon me, for the thighs. You're going to try to grab your ankle here and pull it back. Bring your arm up, and come back down. And I do realize this was a tough one for folks. We love folks here that are having trouble doing this. So if you can't do that, you can simply do this. You just keep your leg back. Simple as that. Again, just active stretching mobility, get more blood flow, joint viscosity, and get the body going. Okay, so about 5 to 10 reps there. So I know I did a little bit quick, but you got behind with my explanation. Knee hugs, about 5 reps each side. That leg cradle here. And then grab the front quad stretch in my head. Okay, real simple stuff there. Then what I want you to get the upper back, the chest opened up. Active mobility, open and close the book. Bring your head back. And this is something, if I'm hammering on the computer, it was administrative work or something, I do this quite often to help my neck and shoulders stay neutral. Not good at that, what they call text section these days. Arms are here. I'm going to open up. Think of pulling your shoulder blades down and back, but be careful you don't arch. You want to tighten your abdominal region just a little bit. I want you to give me 10 reps. Open up, squeeze, and come together. Just take your time. About 2 seconds there. As a whole, 2 seconds forward. 2 seconds back. Enough of these. I can't see myself, but I know I need to keep my head back pretty well. Just those 4 warm-ups. You guys are already pretty warmed up from, working with Natalie there. I'm going to pull this down just a touch here. Now we're going to go into some of the pain dumbbell stuff. So I introduced a couple of these tools here. And if you have one and you don't have a band, it's not a big deal. I want you here to learn, and you can still do the motions. You can still do the action. So just pretend like you have a band in your hand. We'll still get some benefit out of it too, because you squeeze the muscles. So I'm gonna take this band, all right? You can make it easy or hard as you want by the tension of the band, how close you hold the band, okay? And so what you're gonna do is you grab the band, again, good posture, head is centered over the shoulders, shoulders relaxed down the back, good posture, you get no arch in the back. What I want you to think about to improve tension is squeeze the muscles of your body, meaning the thighs, the abdominal region, the glute region, and then the shoulder blade region. And just doing that is going to create some tension in blood flow. Now you're going to take your band, keep your arms straight across the head, about behind your chest or neck. And what you're going to do is put a band pull on. Squeeze the band, you're going to pull back, tuck the chest, the band, you're going to pause about a second or two, come together, pause briefly, and come back. Now, these will really ramp up the breath. You make it a little harder for less less, or you make it easier for a lot of us. I like anywhere this hand all over the big. You don't have to do it all at once. It just really helps those scapular muscles get strong, top strong, neck out. Now, what you see from the front view, and just rep away. You want to feel a burn here. Okay, after a while. If 5 gives you a burn, great. If you need 30, go ahead. Advance your chest height. You see when I come together, I'm not gonna lose tension. Keep the tension. And all these, I'm standing, by the way, I just want to show you this. You need to sit down, go ahead. You can't get out of your seat. Well, I'm doing seated. Just really give it a pop here. So band pull up are one of my favorite pops of those. I have almost every single client add this somewhere. And for folks that have maybe a lower neck, working on some shoulder work, because the shoulders, and so forth, you can do these every day just to keep all those muscles active. That's good. Any of you have some type of band like this, and again, if you don't have it right now, that's okay. Something to think about. Super cheap. Somebody's got a TheraBand is to work the hips. So I'm gonna put on this band here. And you can put it all the way from your ankles to your above your thighs. But what I'm gonna do, I like to start people right above this. Okay. And we're gonna do it in a seated position. Pardon me. And we're gonna stand up and do this. And if you don't have any bands, no problem. You can put your hands here or here. Just sternal rotation of the hips. These muscles on the side of the hips, these stabilize the safe hips and your pelvis. Really flow back, hips. Working these muscles, blood flow to that area, getting them active, really gonna help relieve some of that pain and open it up. So you're here, all you're gonna do, push your knees out, pause, and come back in. As simple as that. Don't let the knees come all the way in. You want to stay neutral, knees under the toes here. And just push out, pause, and come back in. Because the beauty of the band work is we like reps. The system likes reps and makes that muscle more functional. You get more blood flow. You don't need a lot of resistance, and you can just do a ton of reps. You can do this stuff while you're watching TV. It's like it really helps activate the thing. You can do that seated, or you can go on your hips. On your feet, pardon me. Hands and hips, you can go just like this. It just kind of gets those muscles ignited, okay? And again, no band, no problem. You can still try it out. Now what I want you to do is called a lateral band walk. And some of you may have done this before. It's used commonly in whether it's rehab for the hips with knees or in fitness, but what I want you to do is get in a cat. Like an athletic posture. Okay. So you're bending your knees a little bit. I like to keep my hands on the hips so I know I'm not doing this type of thing. I want to stay real neutral. And when you step together, or steps, the leg goes out as one unit. So I think I'm picking my whole leg up. I don't want to, let me show you this front view here. I don't want to do this. So we're going to do a little dance move. I want to bring the whole leg up. When I come together, I want to keep that hand in tension. I don't want to come all the way together. Slow and control reps. And even if you do this, no band, you're probably gonna feel pretty good. Same thing, guys. A lot of reps are good. You say, hey, I always like to say 50. You can get 50 each way. Awesome. But break them up. Maybe you do 5 one way, 5 the other way. Take a break. or say, hey, I'm gonna try 20, whatever you can do. That's the beauty of some of this exercise, that you can vary on what you need, what you feel like doing. I've had 2 hip surgeries myself, out of replacement, which wear and tear, and these are staple for me because it keeps these muscles active, it keeps my hip functioning better, because it's telling my nervous system that, hey, we need to work these muscles because they're getting a little dormant from the injury. Now we're doing something called forward and backward walk. Okay, forward and backwards. Same thing, but really keep your feet as wide as you want to. And whatever you do that, you want to keep some tension in that walk. And you know, getting out of the hands, maybe you do this for your sitting. You can also stand. You're kind of walking funny. Because when you keep tension on the band, you're walking forward and back. Now our hip is a ball and socket joint. What that means, it goes in multi-planes, moves all over the place. We want our legs to do that. Just doing this band walk here, forward and backward, good posture. At any pace you want, fast, slow, you can ramp the reps up. What I like to do is get 1, 2, 3, 4 forward, or 1, 2, 3, 4 backward. I worked out at home today in my living room. Got a lot of space, and I can do in my gym. Doing 2 or 3 steps forward, 2 or 3 steps backward. Just kind of going until like, wow, I feel that burn, muscles are ignited. Everything's rocking, look good, blood flow. Makes you feel real good, especially in the morning. Helps some like deep compression in the spine. So to review real quick, 2 staples. Any type of long type of band pull apart, control power pull apart. Okay. And then some type of, we call them mini bands here. There's so many different bands out there, super cheap, probably $2. Lateral band walks. Control. Forward and backward. You can just mix them up too. You don't have to do all the reps, the same exercise at once. And then I also showed you I will get you 2 sciencey and external, internal rotation. They call it the hip, but in and out. So you'll see hips will feel a lot better, upper back will better, neck is, and then we're gonna feel a lot better. I'll give you a personal story. My son, he's had some kind of, I call it text neck, but he did a bunch of those for his shoulders, and wow, that between that and band, it was pretty awesome. His neck is a lot better. Okay, just making sure we're good there, guys. On time, we've got plenty of time here. So what I want to do now is do some dumbbell stuff. And at any capacity, people have to be able to squat, get up and down. And so we train that a lot. And I want you to think of more position and tension rather than weight. Can you get your body in the right position? Get the right leverage with the body, find your balance so you can squat properly, and then adding a little resistance to it, or just something with a tactile cue so that you can, you know, get in a better position. And so what we're going to do, really apparatus that you have. And we're just called a goblet squat. Okay, and goblet squats where you take any piece of equipment and you put it right by your chest. Now, simply doing this with your shoulders in a good position, and you get some good tension here by squeezing the armpits a little bit. And then I like to use I have this box here, but you can use a chair, you use an ottoman, you can use your couch, and it gives you a cue how far down to go. So it simulates a little bit of what you're doing to the life. And what I want you to think about with the squat before I go is you have any, well, I shouldn't say any, but a variable width. Okay. I like to just go with the part. You have your toes pointing up a little bit. You make the heels. Keep this in mind. Weight in the heels, chest up, knees out. So don't put that in your head. Chest up, all the weights in the heels, knees out for a squat. That'll help you squat up and down a lot better, whatever that you're doing for the day. And a little bit of resistance or no resistance. If you don't have any, I just tell people to go like this, because by doing this, you'll feel this musculature in the torso light up. And that's going to tell the nervous system, the vestibular system, why we need to work here. And we need to kind of stabilize our spine to keep it upright, but also to keep us injury free. So here, I'm gonna think again, chest up, weight in the heels, push my knees out, I'm gonna hinge my hips forward just a little bit. I'm gonna tap the bench of the chair and come back up tall. Now, if that's tough for you. You can do this, all the way down. You kind of rock back up. We call it a rock back squat. Let me show you this. We want to dive through here, so a little bit better angle. Here, nice and tall, chest up, weight in the heels, knees out, have a slight lean forward, come right back up, or that's the up, go all the way down, rock back, really up back up. These really ramp the heart rate up. You get a lot of blood flow from using large muscles, quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, so forth. These will get you going. Now, I had to tell folks, we're looking like that 5 to 20 rep range. So 5, 10, if you can give me 5 or 10, take a break. All right. And I want you to try it one more time after that. I'll give you some time to do that. So try 5 or 10 squats. Take a breather, catch your breath. And then so the demo here, nice and tall. In the heels and roll the hips back. This takes it out of the knees. For you folks that have maybe knee injury or maybe just strength knee right now or something. And I actually like it barefoot. If you're at home, you'll be able to feel the ground. If you squat, you can feel the ground. That's gonna help us. Okay. So give you a couple of seconds just to finish a couple more reps out if you're doing them. But hopefully you learned a couple of things. Finish your squatting. Make sure you a hinge, okay? A hinge motion. We did this last time, the last one. We did it at the end. And again, lightweight, heavyweight doesn't matter. Whatever you can do. I'm gonna take this dumbbell again. And we're gonna work more of your hamstrings, glutes, and also your spinal erector muscles. Okay. Muscles are very strong. And we need to make sure it's the right position. Now, if I go down and do this, you guys don't have a lot of weight here. I'm not using a lot of weight, so we're not gonna probably get hurt. However, we're not efficient and we can run the risk of getting hurt. So what I want you to do is take the dumbbell, and then it's going to be the opposite. Here, the goblet squat here, so again, you're also going to the deadlift. Same or similar foot position. But this time, I'm going to go down, I'm going to bring the bell in line, and I hit my legs, really going to push my hips back. I'm going to really create, so the difference here is I'm pushing my hips back more, but my chest is above my hips. My shoulders, my hips are above my knee. Okay, I'm here, I'm gonna come back up, get super tall, and squeeze my thighs, get super tall. Push the hips back, into the heels, but I don't want to go real far. Okay. You want to try to keep the chest again above the hips. I'm not getting parallel to the ground. Then I come back down. Again, this will ramp the heart rate up, get a lot of blood flow. So 5, 10 reps. And take a break. So let's get a few more here. And I like to alternate those two. Do a few squats, take a break, do a few of those hinges, take a break. And again, it's going to vary on how many, sets you want to do or how much energy you have. 1 to 3 sets is going to do the job. So we've got some great upper back work. We have some good glute work. We have some hinge and squat work. A lot of blood flow. You get a lot of reps in. We're getting a little bit of strength in too. Let's think more about upper body here and how we can strengthen some of those upper bodies. So really, again, what I'm concerned for you guys. Now, what I have you guys do is we're going to go one knee. You can use some assistance the guy just did right there. And I'm at this angle here. It's called a half kneel position. You're on one knee. The benefit here is it challenges our balance and stability. Okay. So I bring my foot in front of my knee. It's going to make my balance a little harder. Well, maybe I'm not real balanced today, or maybe I'm not feeling it. Bring that leg out here and give yourself a little more space to work with. Think of the heel underneath the knee, tuck the toes, and you're going to take again, light dumbbell, light object. Anything is good. Whatever you feel comfortable using. And we're just calling it curl and press. Now, what do I like it on the ground? Sometimes if you'll go things above their head, maybe their shoulder mobility is compromised, maybe they arch their back. It's a safer position. Okay, and it's a position that you're stronger in. You're gonna be here. What I want you to do is get nice and tall. You're just gonna lift the object here, right to the shoulder. You're gonna press above the head. So we're using active mobility for the shoulder. We're also getting a little more strong. One thing I want you to think about, as we age, it's something I think about, is I'll be able to reach above my head. That's important. Kind of a daily function. Again, I don't need a ton of reps here, or a ton of weight, pardon me. I just need some reps. To tell my brain I can do this. I want to show the side view so you guys can see how I press. I switched arms. Again, same thing, 5 to 10 reps is going to be good. So the knee underneath the hip. You're going to curl here. You see, I press above my head. Like I have it pushed down side. You guys can do this for me. Do 5 reps on the other side. 5 reps on one side. You have 5 reps on the other side. What else? I've been pulling muscles. Roll and press. That's a full body workout right there, folks. So doing some of the band work, doing some light dumbbell work, again, light stuff, just getting some movement in, focusing on posture, squeezing the muscle, we're good to go.
Great. Thank you so much, Justin. That was awesome. I love the one where you're sitting down and coming back into the standing position. I just spoke to someone who said some of the things you have to make sure you can do as you're getting older is get up from a seated position, get up off the floor, touch your toes, these things that we take for granted. So that was really cool. Thanks. I appreciate that.
Awesome. That's what I try to relate it to. Can you reach above your head? Can you get up and down? Things that, you want to do forever, right?
Yeah, that's great. And I think anybody who's on this webinar today can contact you through your website there at your gym. I always forget your gym's name. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're fine. So State of Fitness, you guys go to mystateoffitness.com. You can do any inquiry there, but you also can email me at justin@mystateoffitness.com. And if you don't remember all that, just Google State of Fitness and you'll find it all.
Right. And you can always email us at mpnadvocacy.com. All of our emails are there. Ann Brazo, Mallory Tim, myself, Natalie Giocondo. And just real quickly, I want to remind everybody, especially if you're here in the South, North Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina, Kentucky, Tennessee, we are going to be at an in-person event in Asheville, North Carolina on August 22nd. I think Justin may actually be joining us for that. Along with many of our other physician presenters. And we also are going to be live in New York City on September 27th. And our keynote speaker is Jen Ashton, formerly from Good Morning America. She now has her own products and she's doing this women's thing, and she'll be presenting at the women's conference and talking to us about women's issues, specifically hormonal issues and MPNs. So we look forward to seeing you there. This was wonderful. Thanks again to Justin, and we'll see you soon. Enjoy your summer.
Thanks, Natalie.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.